The red button is recording, right?
The big red button. Yes.
The big red. Did you push it?
I did.
Push that button.
Push that button. If I push it again, then it's going to stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a short episode. We're done already. Great.
Yeah, okay.
That was our episode.
See ya.
No, let's start, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Woohoo! Good morning, good evening, or good night. And welcome to a brand new Are We Better Friends Yet? Podcast episode. Welcome to our listeners, but also welcome to our viewers. Let's wave to the camera. Hi.
Hi.
As our podcast is now also available in video format on YouTube. This is episode 6, and while checking our stats of the previous episodes, we found that we have listeners from all over the world.
Do we?
Isn't that amazing? We sure do. Let's see, people are tuning in from the USA, Mexico, United Kingdom, Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Netherlands, of course, and many other countries.
What?
Thank you.
Yes.
It is a real honor for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're happy that you're tuning in for a new episode, even though we've made you wait a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah.
Why? Well, the answer is already in today's topic. But just to spell it out for you, Uncle Co paid us.
Uncle Co.
Yeah, he sure did pay us a visit. Or in other words, the coronavirus also got to us and we had to postpone our recordings a little bit just to keep one another safe.
Yeah.
But hey, we're here now and ready to discuss the only topic that would make sense for this episode, the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
So, Marcela, would you be kind enough to tell us how you have been COVID-wise, but also, of course, non-COVID-wise?
Well, I have been COVID-wise. I have been tested positive for corona. I am the one that caused the delay in our podcast. Yes, I got the rona. The rona. And I was, feeling a little bit under the weather for a couple of days. All better now, luckily.
Yeah. But how was it for you? Was it like, people say it's a bad flu. Was it like this or did you feel something else?
It was kind of like a flu.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that much of a fever. Just in the evenings, I was like lying in bed and then feeling cold and then warm. Feverish. Yeah. But I did have a constant massive headache all of the time.
Oh no, that's annoying.
And it's very annoying. And I just felt very tired.
Aww.
Like all the time. And it was like 3 days, I think, that I felt the worst. And then it started to get better.
Okay.
But then I had like some cold symptoms, like a little bit the sniffies and
the sniffies. Sounds cute.
Yeah, right. and sneezing and coughing. Yeah. So I couldn't go out. So I had to be confined to my home in one of the nicest weeks.
Oh yeah, that's true. We had
of
really
last month.
nice weather in the Netherlands.
The weather in the Netherlands was beautiful. The sun was shining, and I have a backyard, so I could go sit there.
Yeah.
But then I kept reading messages of friends getting together and like having drinks, and I'm like, I want to go. So that was a little bit. But I'm glad I'm better. So we're here.
Yeah, and hey, you're better now. So we have snow, or we had snow yesterday.
Better. Now it's snowing, for the love of.
You did something bad. I feel this is karma. No,
is it? No.
Meanwhile, thinking, I can see like,
what did I do? I mean,
right?
Okay, maybe I threw some organic waste in my normal waste bin.
No.
Is that reason enough for us to have snow now?
all summer. Thank you.
But yeah. So, but I'm better now, and I'm happy to be back.
Yay!
So, yeah.
Well, happy to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
We are here at my jury place again, recording a episode about the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah. You haven't had it.
No, I'm still a virgin.
Corona virgin.
I am a corona virgin. Well, I did have someone stay over, a friend who then later on turned out to be positive. So, but I didn't get it. I tested negative while being such a positive person.
Good for you.
So no, still, I wanted to stay on the safe side, but I think if you are vaccinated and have your booster and then even got the coronavirus and got through it, I think then you are on the safe side.
Yeah. So I'm in the clear. I can go and hug strangers on the streets.
Well, actually, there's this a doctor. I think, because he's changing position now, head of the IC in the Netherlands.
Okay.
He's called Diederik. The last name is escaping me. Everyone in the Netherlands is now going. I think it's Gommers, Diederik Gommers.
Okay.
And he has a podcast as well. So that's what I wanted to go to.
Okay.
I'm listening to his podcast and that's what he said. So
Right.
if you had like double vaccine booster and then the virus, then you're like
Golden.
you have the super pack. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So can you cough my way, please? Yeah, but with a little bit of drama.
Well, apparently, in laughing, there's also enough particles.
Ah, okay. So then I'm set.
You're set.
Great. Thank you. So what I did with good weather is finally getting rid of my corona hair. Yes, because especially for the ones tuning in on YouTube, I have my bangs. I think this is called bag.
Yeah,
my lock.
Just your layers.
Layers, lock is something completely different. My hair is locked again. Well, which it is because I like using a lot of hairspray. So it's locked.
Okay.
Anyways, but when I look in the mirror now, I finally look like myself again. And I
that's
so
great.
love it. But
It looks brilliant.
Thank you. Due to the corona, I delayed it. And then I got this bun on the top of my head and I felt really comfortable. And then at a certain point I said, it's enough with being comfortable.
So that was your equivalent of the COVID beard.
Yeah. Like sweatpants that I don't wear. Yeah.
Yeah. You never went to really? What? In the house? Come on.
I've light pink ones. But it's not really sweatpants. It's more like a house trouser.
What's the difference between sweatpants and house trousers?
Different kinds of fabric.
Okay. But still soft and cuddly.
Yeah, but a little more feminine, maybe.
Okay. Fair enough.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the statements. Yeah, we have 3 statements lined up for you, which we will, of course, discuss. And through that, get to know today's topic. The first 2 are by us, and the third one is by you, one of our listeners. Today, I would like to start with my statement, as I saw that a lot of our social media followers actually came up with a similar statement. And so it seems to be on everyone's mind when thinking of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
Statement 1. I never thought that the pandemic would also have an upside.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
I never thought. Yeah, definitely. There have been, and I mean, it feels maybe a little bit bad to say it for the people that have had a very rough time financially, for instance, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I have had the fortune of it not being the case for me in any way, because I think we talked about it the last episode. I have a job that I can continue doing. Yeah, and of course we have our millions, so there you go. No, I wish. But there were a lot of positive things coming up for me personally in my life because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
First and foremost, working from home.
Yeah.
A lot of companies and a lot of bosses are now completely okay with you working from home.
Yeah.
And I have had jobs before in which that was just not you could not bring that up to the table because people wanted to see their money working like right in front of their faces.
Yeah.
And now we've proven that
that is possible.
that it's possible that you can, and that you can perfectly do your job from your home.
Yeah, and that it might even be cheaper.
Absolutely. I think
especially for companies who often send people abroad.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's going to be a lot of like office buildings getting closed as well because of that, or offices that are being remodeled for settings that are more apt for
it's
hybrid
way more practical,
meetings.
I think.
Yeah.
I also had it in mind, my points, less pollution, air pollution, because of better digital ways for companies to handle their business.
Yeah. Less traffic.
Yeah, but
the traffic is better. Definitely better.
Is it really?
Absolutely.
Because on the news they were saying it's as busy on the roads as before Corona.
Really?
Yeah. But hey, I don't drive that often, and you do.
No, but maybe it was last Thursday specifically because of the snow. And there's like, I don't know if it's like this for anyone, but at least I think in the Netherlands, there are not all that many people that are working 5 days a week. Like a lot of us work part-time, right?
Yeah.
So I think most people work 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So some people have Mondays off. Some people have Fridays off.
Yeah, like this.
And a lot of people have Wednesdays off because children have the afternoon off at school.
Of course. I thought it breaks the week in two, but it's also a children thing.
But Tuesday and Thursday are still very busy days.
So just to have this clear, because I don't get it or I don't follow it, so the listeners also don't follow it. What's your week like? When do you travel to work and when do you work from home?
Well, now I travel to the office like just sporadically. Like
so you don't have Saturdays.
No. So I'm always working from home. Except of course on Mondays that I teach at the metal factory,
which you can go to by bike, right?
Yes, except when it's raining.
You're so not Dutch if you say this.
I am in my 40s. I am not going to. I'm Mexican. I was born and raised in the desert. I am not going to ride a bike if it's raining.
You know what we say in the Netherlands?
Yeah, no.
No, you don't?
What?
You're not made of sugar.
I'm not made of sugar.
No.
Well, how do you know? Have you ever tasted me?
Is that an invite?
No, let's keep our friendship like this.
No, but it means that if I pour water on you, you don't melt.
I know, but listen, my hair. I wash my hair. No, listen, I have a very, very comprehensive explanation. I only wash my hair at the most frequent, like once a week. Because it's a process,
Okay.
It takes me a while, Well, now I have shorter hair, so that's not such a good of an excuse. But when I had longer hair and when it was red, remember, I used to have like rose red hair, like very, very.
A story comes to mind about your hair getting wet. I will share in a moment. It's brilliant.
No, because we're really like going off on a tangent. But my hair used to be rose red. Yeah. It was like one of those semi-permanent dyes, because those are the only ones that give you those very bright colors. So I only wash it once a week because otherwise the color would fade so fast. And if my hair gets wet, then it's gonna get frizzy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have like this horrible frizz, afro thing. Well, not even like a nice.
I think you can still wear that.
I don't know.
You just have to put on a smile.
When I had when I used to color my hair, the color would fade off. Like if my hair got wet, I would get rose red stains on my clothes.
No, really?
Yeah. So I couldn't get my hair wet.
Okay, so fair enough. Yeah.
So I might just diet again just to have an excuse not to drive a bike.
Yeah.
When it's raining.
Can I just really short? I won't tell the full story, but let me just say that I've seen you coming down a water slide, in which everyone was certain that you would stay above water, but you didn't. I will just say this. I saw Godzilla rise from the water. I will never forget that expression.
No, it's listen. It took me so long to do my hair. Like because I dry it with the diffuser. It just takes a really long time, and if it gets wet, then it's just gonna. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So we were talking about Corona.
We were talking about Corona,
like real worldly problems.
Yeah. So, but point is, working from home. I work from home now, basically all of the time.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I go to the office once, at the most once a week, but that has barely ever happened. But mostly like every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, sorry. I was a little bit distracted because there's a little fly here. And
I
was
saw.
tapping my mic because it was there. Okay. I was petting it. Trying to kill it. And now it's here. Okay. So that's you working from home.
How about you? I mean, you've always worked from home.
Well, sort of, yeah. Because we are here in my jewelry/music studio, which is very near to my home.
Yeah.
So I don't work from home, but near enough I can walk here by foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually continued doing what I already did, except that I started hosting the quarantine quiz.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I've been promoting this on my socials recently because it's now 2 years ago that I started this. Well, to explain just a little bit how it works, I gave 1 minute of music, just me behind the piano covering a song, and then what I like most is completely changing it, and then people had to guess which song it was, and in the next episode I would then reveal which song I sang and give a new song so that people would also stay with me for another episode.
Yeah, cool.
That's what I did for 68 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
68.
It's a lot, you know? Yeah.
Do you do one every week?
Well, you won't believe this, but in the end I did one a week. But when I started, I did 3 a week.
I remember this.
And it was so much work because it was 1 minute of singing and then 1 minute or 1 minute and a half of chatting.
Yeah.
But this can take up to hours.
Yeah.
Before you know it's set up, makeup, studying.
Yeah, because you have to learn the song.
I had to learn the song, learn the lyrics.
Yeah.
But learn the song singing, but also changing it, but learning the chords, and then accompanying myself on the piano,
which is hard.
Yeah. Especially if you want to like sing like
nicely,
performing wise, because my brain works like, okay, so you can play the piano or you can sing, but the two things together.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, there are a lot of takes that didn't make it in which I'm cursing.
Oh, you should have uploaded some bloopers.
You know, the cool thing is I wanted to do that, but my hard disk, it crashed.
Really?
Yeah, I have a hard disk. I'm going to mention that it was pink and it looked really nice, but it might not have been the best quality.
Damn it.
And it crashed, so I lost a lot of pictures and
no.
also all the raw material from the quiz. Yeah.
That's too bad.
But I found out that I can actually download videos that I uploaded to YouTube. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So it's not completely lost.
Do you have any other positive things that you've experienced?
Oh, yes. What I wanted to mention, because this is a very important thing for me, my sister came to live with me for 9 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And
of course.
this would never have happened if not for Corona.
If not for Corona.
Not for the COVID. Yeah, because she at that moment was living in, well, it wasn't a frat house because she wasn't a student anymore, but it was a lower floor in Amsterdam. Mm-hmm. And you know the houses of Amsterdam, they are really old. They're such nice looking, but they're old. So the construction is old. Yeah. So the walls are thin.
Yeah.
The ceilings are thin.
Yeah.
And she was living there with 2 other women. So they were sharing like one floor, and above the same situation, but only men.
Okay.
Everyone working from home,
yeah.
but also working out from home.
Oh,
And then, of course, office hours differ.
Yeah.
And it was after 1 week, I called her and she went like, I'm going mad over here.
Right.
There is so much noise. I cannot focus. She has a really important job.
Yeah.
In a lot of conference calls, it doesn't work.
No.
Absolutely that's
not.
why offices are there, so you can focus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I already played with the thought like, oh, maybe I can invite her. I have enough space so we can share. We can share a bathroom. You go through the process of how would it be like.
Yeah.
Which is not like it turned out to be, of course. No, because the funny thing is, if you invite a family member to stay with you for a longer period, somehow you will go back to the relationship that you had when you were younger.
Yes.
Because you are so close to one another. You were previously so close to one another that boundaries, well, they kind of fade away easily. Yeah. So because she was sitting here and working from here, and I was sitting there where the camera is at.
Okay.
So we still had enough distance, like corona safety distance.
Yeah.
But so on the daytime we were working here, then we would do a workout together, often called with you, to do a digital workout.
That's true.
Yeah. And then in the evenings we would sit on the couch together, and it was a lot of together time.
A lot of togetherness.
Which is difficult if you're not used to that anymore, especially with your sister.
Yeah. I can totally understand. I mean, I can imagine. Yeah.
So there were some moments in which I thought, yes, this was what it was like living at home. But that being said, because I really have to emphasize that it was wonderful.
Oh, that's great.
It really was. There were a few moments, and I think that's for the both of us, that we were like, sisters. But just a few moments, and the other moments were great.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I really loved it. And I think she's a wonderful woman. I've learned so much of her. She is, I think, how should I say this? The strongest boss lady that I know.
She is pretty great.
Yeah, because you asked for business advice.
I asked her for advice once when I was applying for a new job. Yes, and she gave me some tips on how to negotiate my contract. So I'd really appreciate it. So thank you, Marlene. Definitely. It strikes me. I mean, I don't know her, of course, as well as you do, but the little moments that we had of interaction, she comes across as someone who is she knows what she wants, and that's very inspiring, very cool.
Oh yeah, she's really cool. Both my sisters are,
so
but we
nice.
already said we should make an episode about sisters.
We should make an episode about sisters.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Because that would be very interesting. But since she lived with me for 9 weeks, 9 months, no, 9 weeks, that was an amazing time, and I think we now have a way better bond. I think we understand one another better, and at Christmas we even very carefully gave one another compliments, and that would have never happened before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Compliments are great.
And for her.
Yeah, good for her. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Great. It's great. That's so nice.
That's definitely an upside.
Super big upside.
Yeah.
I did, because that was before I started coming in here, right? On the Wednesdays, because we had a period where I would come and
thinking
work.
about this chronologically, yes.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
So I also had a period when I was coming to work here.
Yeah. Sitting
with
where
you.
I'm sitting.
Sitting where you're sitting.
Yeah.
And
was it every Wednesday?
every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I really liked that as well.
It was so nice.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Why don't you do that anymore?
Good. Sure. Okay, great.
Okay. But people will expect a podcast every Wednesday now.
Oh, yeah.
Just you having conference calls.
Yeah, we were having conference calls. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's. I think I'm checking my list. I guess that's everything that I came up with. One little thing. It goes, I think, hand in hand with the pollution. There's also a much better appreciation of nature.
You think?
By everyone. Yes.
Oh, because we were locked in.
Yeah. So the only thing people could do, because everything was closed, like restaurants, bars, all kinds of forms of entertainment. So when there would be one sunbeam, especially in the Netherlands, like the parks and the forests, forests. What's the multiple version of forest?
Forests?
Oh, yeah. I already said it. Look at me.
Good for you.
So they would be flooded with people.
Yeah, that's true.
And I hope that maybe if 10% from those people, stuck to it and now thinks, hey, it's nice weather. Maybe we should go out again like we did in the Corona period, because it had something really nice to be in nature.
Just walking outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Fresh air.
Yeah.
Having some wind through your hair.
Yeah.
Look at nature growing, blossoming, especially in this springtime. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that is true. That's also something that was good.
So you're one of my 10%.
That didn't really do that, no.
Oh. You just put on the television and say, oh, a flower. Oh, that's nice. Look at me being in nature.
No, I did also do that a lot, like walks outside. But I mean, that the weather has to be a certain, a temperature for me to actually go do that.
Here we go again.
So if it wasn't,
and it can't rain.
I didn't go out walking outside in the winter all that much. But I did do like when it got a little bit better weather, then I did.
Yeah, because last time we spoke, and I don't know when it was, but you said, I just came back from my walk, and I was like,
yeah. Well, that's very recent, because I have this activity watch. That tells me how. It's a completely different reason.
Oh my God!
Because now working from home, that's a downside from the pandemic. I move considerably less than what I used to do. I used to get up early in the morning, do CrossFit in the morning, then go back home, shower, have breakfast, bike to the train station, and then get on a train to go to Utrecht to go to work. And so I would bike and then walk to the office, and then on the way back also walk and then bike back. I wouldn't do a workout every day, but at least that travel of going on the bicycle to the station and then walking to the office, that was already...
That's a lot of work.
That's already...
A lot of movement.
A lot of movement.
Yeah.
Definitely compared to the amount of movement that I get now, which is out of bed, into the shower, on the kitchen table, onto the couch, and back to bed. And that is pretty much it. I mean, I can have days where I do nothing.
Yeah, so that differs a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm now that it's been nice. I mean, before I got the Rona, I try to get a little walk in every day. So I would go to the post office, on foot. It would take me like 45 minutes in total, to, like back and forth. But at least I got a little walk in.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you already have the smartwatch?
Yes. And I was definitely getting 100% of activity level. So.
But when you just said, I do walk, I have a smartwatch. My thought, like you've now told this whole story, and my thought constantly was, so that is what drives you, not the coronavirus saying
no.
you have to be outside. No, gadgets.
Advice telling me in my wrist, like, activity level 5%. Maybe I should do something about it. And the sun, no, definitely. I do want to catch as many sun rays as possible when the sun is out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But we don't need corona for that, right?
No.
You will definitely go into the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah. If the sun is shining,
I'm
just gonna sit on the backyard and soak it in.
Hey, so shall we move to statement number 2?
Let's do it.
This one is by you, and it says, the most important thing I've learned during the pandemic is...
Well, when thinking about this, there are 2 things that I think are very important that I learned during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Number 1 is I had a lot of free time, so I did a lot of guitar playing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started playing more and more acoustic guitar, and I actually got to a level where I can play the guitar and sing a song, just like
Yeah, because
accompany myself with the
We
guitar.
just said about the piano how hard that this is, but I've seen you play guitar
With the guitar.
and sing.
Yeah. And for me, this was baffling how people could do this.
Yeah.
But during that period, I had a lot of time to practice, and I would sometimes play like an hour a day. And
Wow.
and now I can kinda. I mean, I'm not the best guitar player, of course, in the world, but I think I
Getting
can.
there.
But I think I can, like at least do some like chords and sing along, which
No, I've
makes me
also
very happy.
seen you do, how do we say this, play melodies
Yeah.
and then chords while singing.
Well, yes, but you do have to think that there are a lot of takes that didn't make it to the recordings as well.
I recognize that.
I could have also had a bloopers video with, but it's just very sad because I try it and then I make a mistake because I recorded not all that many songs like you did, but I did have some acoustic covers on YouTube and on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I played the whole song.
Yeah.
And I played it live. So if something
it's
went
one
wrong,
take.
it's
Yeah.
one take. Yeah. So I would sometimes it would go really well, and sometimes it went terribly wrong, and I had to start over
Will
like
you also curse?
10 times. Oh, absolutely. But then I look at my face in the video recording, and I look so pissed. It's not really fun to look at. It wouldn't be fun bloopers. But anyway, that's something positive that or something important that I learned from the pandemic. So that's really great. And another
That's number one.
That's number one. And number two, and I think that it's for me, it has been very crucial, is that I need people. I missed people.
Oh, yeah.
So bad. I live on my own, and being alone at home during the pandemic was much harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Because I've always considered myself, I'm an introvert. Like especially meeting with a lot of people, it costs me energy.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's energy expenditure of having like gatherings with large groups of people.
I've heard someone describe this, and I think it's the perfect description. I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
And I get energy.
You get energy
from being surrounded by people.
Yeah.
And if you're an introvert, it will cost you energy.
It costs me energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was very important for me to realize that even though it does cost me energy, that I still need it.
Yeah.
That it's still necessary.
Social context. Yeah.
Social context.
And not only in a digital way.
No. Like
There was this skin. There was this thing in the Netherlands, huidhonger. Can we translate that? It's like being hungry for skin, but it's like not in an
Huidhonger.
eating way.
Yeah.
It's like you need the touch of someone.
Yeah.
Feel someone's
Absolutely.
warmth.
Yeah, definitely.
And because everyone was missing out, especially if you don't live together with someone.
Yeah.
If you live by yourself, then you really, really, really wanted to be embraced.
Yeah.
Or to just, have a pat on the shoulder. Or
Yeah.
a touch of the hand.
Definitely.
Something like this. Only a little gesture. Yeah.
So I think for me that was a very important realization,
Yeah.
that
That you need this.
that I need this, and that it's not something that I should take for granted, and that even though it's hard for me to like reach out to people and like go and do things, that I have to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And then I started coming here on the Wednesdays, for instance, and I thought that was super cool and so fun. So yeah, I think that's definitely the most important thing that I've learned.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have two things, but I'm thinking, I totally agree with this one. Because, I had the same. Well, as an extrovert, I already knew that this was coming for me.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
But then again, with my jewelry business, I'm in contact with so many people.
Of course.
And it was already through a digital way that when I stopped touring because I left Xandria, I already had this, big world turning radically small.
Yeah.
So I think I already did the step that other people did when Corona came. I already did it then. And it was a really hard transition. So I was already kind of used to a way smaller world.
Right. Because you were used to being, like going
Surrounded by people
places, surrounded by
constantly, yeah.
people, and then transitioning to something that you do here
In one space
in one space
and talking to people
on your own.
Yeah.
And
Via the
basically,
internet.
Of course.
So I already had my transition back then.
Yeah.
But I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Especially, if you're like, I bounce off people. I love it. Yeah.
Well, that's not me. But
I'm like this puppy who says like, hi, how are you?
oh, a person.
Yeah.
Do you want to play?
Squirrel.
That's great.
Oh, that's me. No, I actually wrote down 2 things as well.
Yeah. What do you
Which
have?
is not this. Thing number 1, that doing groceries in the store while you can order them online is a waste of time.
Yeah.
I started doing, I think we already discussed this, so I will keep it short. I started doing grocery shopping online because no one respected the rules in the grocery store. And I still do it, and I will never return to regular grocery shopping in a store.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for a few things, but not for like if you do the full week at once.
Yeah, you have to be very organized and know exactly what you need, but you are, so that's no problem for you. For me, it's different, but I definitely share the sentiment.
So candy. And number 2, that downtime and being offline is, and then I have really important.
Of course. Yeah. Because I've noticed this as well. You're working from home.
Yeah.
There is no like physical separation between your office, your work, and your life, your personal life, and your off time.
Well, I have it somehow here, but still.
Yeah. So it's very easy. It was also very easy for me to just work.
Yeah.
And there was also nothing else to do. So
Yeah, but it also intertwines, right?
Yeah.
So there's social media, but if you're at home, then why wouldn't you also go check? Meanwhile, when you have a break, is it still a break? Do you give yourself a break?
Yeah.
Like, do you turn everything off? Do you go sit outside? Not in the winter.
Yeah.
Then what do? You go to your devices and you're facing a screen again.
That's true. Oh, this I got very tired of. Like for the whole
I've heard
time.
so many people say this. Yeah.
I was looking at a screen the whole time.
Yeah.
The computer screen or the screen on my telephone or the TV. At some point I was just sick of looking at a screen.
Yeah.
I think that's why I ended up playing so much guitar.
Again, another saying we have in the Netherlands, vierkante ogen. So you get
squared eyes.
squared eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people had that.
Maybe
That's why they all turn to nature.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have gone outside more. No, I will. Yeah, no, but that's also something that I learned at some point. I also started just like reading because I was just sick of screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I can totally imagine. I had the same thing, but like I said, maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Corona,
Of
maybe.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. That's also very important to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, I think we already knew, but it's a realization.
Yeah, no, but just being confronted by the facts.
Yeah.
Hard facts.
Okay, moving on to our third statement.
Yes.
Which is given to us through our social media channels. I think this one was given by us too. Through good sentence, Dianne. Yeah, through Instagram. It is actually by a fellow podcast. This question is coming to us by That Metal Podcast. And he, she, they are saying, do you think as a result of the pandemic, it inspired bands to become more creative?
Well, if I speak for myself, that is absolutely not the case.
Not?
Nope.
Oh, I was really going at yes.
Really?
Yeah, but now I'm curious, why not?
No,
You learned guitar, you just said.
but not creative. I mean, that wasn't creative. That's just like
Hey,
doing
playing
the
guitar
mechanics.
is something creative. Especially if you're not able to.
No, well, no. For me, that's technique. That's work. That's going through the motions of learning some motor skills. But
But then you view it differently because
then I view it differently. If I think
it's a
creatively,
creative
I
thing.
think writing music.
Yeah, you see it like reinventing yourself, right?
No, just creating things. Creating.
Yeah, but
not doing covers. Covers. That was the easiest thing that I could do. I could just do someone else's song. Then it's fun, you waste some time, you learn the skill, great. But writing songs, I have never had a period that I was less inspired in my life than the whole period of the pandemic. Like I know that there's people that have written full albums and stuff. For me, that was not the case.
Yeah.
I was creatively in a dark pit. Like I could not write anything, and I really tried, but at some point I just stopped because it was very frustrating.
Yeah.
For me, it was like I'm not experiencing anything new. Like I need maybe like some feedback from the outer world or anything. I even had the idea. Long story, extremely short, but you know that I have been through like some really heavy health issues also just right before the pandemic. And I had the idea, I'm going to write an album about that.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I couldn't because it was all very close to the actual happenings.
Yeah.
So it was too hard
to
look
you
at
need
it.
distance, yeah.
So I needed distance, but then the pandemic came and I just...
That's a completely different focus then.
It was like just dull, uneventful, stupid days, and they all look... every day is the same. Like, no. For me, it did not work to get inspiration whatsoever. I did put the time to good use, I think, with the guitar playing and everything.
Yeah.
But I had no...
Which I think I'm just going to break in. I think that's very creative. of you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so just write down 1 point.
Thank you. But no, I mean, I didn't see it as a creating. It's a skill, and I'm extremely happy with what I did with the time.
Yeah,
but I don't see it as a creative outlet.
No. That's so interesting because I thought when I saw this question and I thought, okay, let's pick that one. I thought the obvious answer here is yes, but for you it was no.
Maybe because I had already an idea of what I wanted to do and it didn't work.
And then it didn't work. Yeah.
But how about you? So you do feel.
Well, I'm looking at the question in a more general way. I've written down everyone, so bands, but also musicians, solo-wise, everyone had to start at zero.
Yeah.
Because touring didn't happen anymore.
That's
so
true.
The only channels we could use were online, and no one was prepared for not being able to do anything anymore, not getting together, no rehearsing.
Yeah.
So everyone had to start at zero. And I was... really, how do you say this? Interesting to check out what everyone was doing and who was like being creative and being out there really quickly.
Yeah.
And in a good way.
That's true. We had to come up with interesting new ways of reaching out to people and creating content and everything. That's true.
And I think before, not every band was already that socially engaged online. And now everyone had to.
Yeah.
So I just found it fascinating to see who is doing what and who is who is really found a way to connect to their people and who is just throwing stuff online and it will just hit a wall and go nowhere. Because that also happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't interest you, it's not real, It's it's like, oh, I need to do something here. No, okay.
But yeah, I totally understand what you mean. I think for me it was a given because I already did all of these things.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
So we were pretty safe, I think.
We were pretty safe. Yeah. I at no moment was I afraid that I...
Yeah, but imagine if you're a touring band and the social media content that you have is just from that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're totally right.
So that's how I looked at the statement/question.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I definitely think it inspired
more positive
bands.
outlets.
Yeah. And we had some great live streams.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
What was your favorite live stream?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've seen multiple, but the ones that stuck to me were Nightwish, Epica, and Powerwolf. And I think it also goes in that order. Nightwish, I don't know how to say it, but I was shall I use the word surprised
Yeah.
by what they put out. Yeah, I expected something visually more interesting.
Okay.
Epica I thought was really cool, and then came Powerwolf, and then I thought, okay, nothing's going to top this.
Really?
Oh yes,
I saw the Epica one together with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mind's such a blur. Yeah, we saw it together.
We saw it together.
Yeah.
But I did not see the one from Nightwish, and I didn't see the one from Powerful either.
Powerful.
Powerwolf.
Yeah, very powerful.
Powerful Powerwolf.
Powerwolf. Yeah.
Oh, say that 10 times fast.
Powerwolf. Powerwolf.
No, Powerful Powerwolf.
Really? Okay. Powerful Powerwolf. Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, but
No, it was amazing.
yeah.
It was really cinematic.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was like,
But
I
that's-
loved Epica because it was like if you were there for a concert, that's what they were showing. And then Powerwolf did that as well, but they turned it into a sort of movie-esque thingy as
Yeah.
well.
But that's
completely
the thing.
within their style.
That's the thing. I mean, I get it, but it's not a show. It's a movie, you know. Like, and then it's like a totally, like a way higher level than what you would do on a show, production wise.
You mean Powerwolf now?
Well, the only one that I saw was the one from Epica, and they had like 5 different stages,
Yeah, that's true.
dancers, fire, unicorns like prancing around.
Hey, I missed that bit.
No, I don't remember that. No, but there was a lot going on. I mean, that's not a normal concert.
No, because of course you cannot do that in one concert. But
no.
on the other hand, if you're doing, how long was it? Like 1.5 hours, 2 hours?
Yeah.
You
But
have to do that because otherwise people get bored visually.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's not really. Then it's not really a concert. It's a.
But isn't that
It's
the
an
whole point
online
of a live
experience.
stream, that you can do a real concert?
No, well, let me tell you. My favorite live stream was from the band Leprous, for this progressive
I
rock
didn't see
band.
it, but I heard good news about it. Yeah.
They have been doing a lot of different live streams throughout the pandemic. But my favorite one was they were just in a sort of like rehearsal space. You know, there were some lights hanging, but it wasn't anything visually spectacular. But they let the people that bought tickets choose the songs from the playlist.
Yeah, you told me.
And they had a section in which they had a poll, a live poll. So while you were watching the podcast, they had a live poll, and you could choose between the people that bought a VIP ticket could choose between 5 songs that were displayed on the screen.
No way.
And the one that won is the one that they played.
Yeah, okay. So this is an interactive.
That's
Live
brilliant.
performance, yeah.
That's brilliant because you are engaged as an audience, because your participation is going to have an impact on what happens on the show.
That's really cool.
That for me was brilliant. And that's a different way that you can do something that is very creative and different without the grandiosity of making an actual movie.
Yeah, because of course the other live streams are already pre-recorded.
Yeah, and this was live.
It was live.
This was live.
And you're even more engaged, maybe even more than you would have been with a show.
Yeah, and I mean, and they played it perfectly. You know, they played everything because they're amazing musicians. But sometimes things went wrong. But and that's what I like.
Yeah, so there's also a human level to it.
There's humanity in it. I really love that. That was my favorite live stream.
So I think that we can, after this, answer the question with yes.
Yeah.
People, especially bands, have become more creative.
I think so. Yeah. That's true. You're totally right.
Huh. Yeah. So can I get a bonus point now?
Yes, you can. Here you go.
Yes, oh, thanks.
Bonus points.
Woo, woo, woo. Let's move on to the next segment, our podcast playlist. Each episode, we both come up with a song that we think resembles the episode's topic best. You, our listeners, will get to decide which of the two wins via our Instagram story on the Sunday after this episode airs. And then the winner will make it into the podcast. podcast playlist.
Yes,
Now,
it is.
recently, you, Marcela, told me that our podcast playlist doesn't have that many listeners yet.
Nope.
Which can be because so far it only contains 4, almost 5 songs. But it might also have to do with the fact that we never actually announced that we're really creating this playlist. Maybe.
That's a good point.
But we do.
It is there.
Yeah, there is a link in our Linktree URL for Instagram. That means link in bio. That will direct you to our podcast playlist on Spotify. Click it and you will hear I Will Wait by Mumford & Sons, Peaches by the Presidents of the United States, Another Brick in the Wall. I'm just going to lengthen this. Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
It's a great band.
From China. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my God. Somebody to Love by Queen. And She Works Hard for the Money by Donna Summer.
Yay!
This was
so hard for it, honey.
I really thought that I was going to win.
You had a very good contender.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But with 53% of the votes,
Very close.
your song won. Yeah, it was a good contender.
Very close. Very close.
And it was, of course, for episode 5.
Yeah.
About money, money, money. So, congratulations, Marcela.
Merci.
Which song have you come up with today?
Well, the pandemic. Yeah, it was kind of difficult. I could not think of anything. And then I had to think of the song that I think, well, it's not really related to a pandemic, but it is called I'm So Sick by Flyleaf.
I don't know that.
The band Flyleaf. You
Maybe
should
if
check it
I
out.
hear it.
It's very cool. And eventually I looked up for the meaning of the song because I wanted to see if it was in any way related to what we're talking about. And the singer, she mentions that it's a song about how sometimes the world can be a sick and messed up place. Mm-hmm. And even though we grow up in those kinds of situations, it doesn't mean that we can make decisions for ourselves, that we have to stay in the situation. And I thought, like, well, you could really see that.
I can see the bridge.
I can see the bridge, but I had to think of it because I was ill, and the song is called "I'm So Sick."
Aww. Well, yeah.
It's a good song, though. Check it
Yeah,
out.
I think it fits.
Yeah, okay.
Mine
my
is
song.
like completely different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to think of this because I vividly remember being in my garden and not hearing planes going off anymore. It's not that I'm very near to Schiphol, because I'm really not. But I do see them when we have like blue air. I do see them really high above.
Yeah.
I am close to a military
Yeah. I know
airport
this.
here.
Yeah.
So I do have a lot of that noise, but nothing was flying anymore. No cars, so it was completely silent. You already know the song?
Yeah. I think I do.
So for the people watching, I taped it so Marcela can see on my notes. And of course I
I'm not gonna
have
cheat. I'm not gonna read it.
The Sound of Silence
By Simon.
by
and
my
Garfunkel.
favorite duo ever, Simon and Garfunkel.
Great song.
Yeah.
It's a very good song.
I looked up what the lyrics are about, and they are about humanity losing contact. So I thought, oh,
That is true.
I'm just going to give myself
That's
the extra bonus points here.
perfect. Oh, I have no chance.
Yeah, but hey, I have to win. You're up again.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna vote for your song.
Thank you. I will too. Okay, so we have 2 songs. We have your song, I'm Sick,
Yeah, I'm So Sick by Flyleaf.
and The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
Dude, I mean, this is a cool song though. Check it out though. It's cool.
I will think about voting
it's
for
a cool
your
band.
song as soon as you voted for mine. And with that, we've come to the end of episode 6, in which we discussed the COVID-19 pandemic. You might have heard stories with which you can relate, stories that surprise you or even make you think. Do you want to share your story about today's topic with us? Then you are very much invited to do so via our socials, Facebook and Instagram. But of course, you can also drop us a message underneath our YouTube videos.
Yes.
Stream our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and via our Anchor homepage. Hey, and if you like, support us on Patreon and receive early access, the occasional bonus context, content, and more. Our next episode will air in 1 week. What? Yes, you've heard that correctly. In 1 week. A little gift from us to you, because we also hated the wait. But this one is done. The only thing left for me to say is, Marcela, are we better friends yet?
Yes!
Yeah? Great. Now, coffee.
Yes!